Today we'll show you yet another way to make a battery connector for the Kobalt 24-volt batteries. Previously I made this connector, which was the easiest one to make so far, but it requires two pieces. One piece of wood on the bottom to mount the metal brackets, and another piece of plastic on top to wrap it around so that it can hold on to the battery. Now I have yet an easier way to make this with just one single piece of plastic. Stay tuned and I'll show you how. So the piece of plastic I used this time is from a tool case. I have many of these tool cases laying around because they are designed to only fit specific tools. And I don't have the tools anymore, so I can cut this out without feeling guilty. I also tried plastic cut from an old laptop computer, but this kind of plastic is way too hard. It's hard to cut and it's hard to bend and shape. I think this is PVC plastic because PVC is a lot harder than HDPE or PP plastics. This tool case is made of either HDPE or PP, which is softer and easier to work on. And by the way, HDPE is high density polyethylene and PP is polypropylene. And almost all tool cases are made of either HDPE or PP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small piece out, just a little bit bigger than the top part of the battery. It's going to extend a little bit longer on the sides. That way it can wrap around on the rails of the battery and hold on tight to it. Alright, let's cut out our plastic piece. I'm using my aviation snip, and this will go through this like butter. Just like that. Or you can use this Ryobi tool, which is gonna make it a lot faster. Here we go. That was so easy. I'm using my heat gun to heat this piece of plastic hot enough so I can bend it down to wrap around the battery. And you know when it's hot enough is when this piece of plastic turns glossy. You see this part on the top here is more glossy than the rest of the plastic piece. So that's when you know it's hot enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna bend it down. So here we go. So now that I know exactly where to bend, I'm gonna put it on my vise to further bend it into shape because it's a lot easier to work on the vise. So this piece here is now an L shape. I need to bend it into a U shape like this. So I'm gonna heat it up, but I'm gonna use a piece of aluminum to cover up the top part here, because I only need to heat up this part, not the whole piece. If you heat up the whole piece, when you bend it, the whole thing is gonna bend. You don't want that. You only want this part here to bend. I'm gonna heat up just the very top part. Here we go. I'm using my vise to bend it. That should keep it in shape. Here we go. Very nice. So here we go. And it slides right in. Next step is to cut two slots here so I can insert my metal brackets in. I drill a couple holes on the side and countersunk on the bottom so that I can mount my metal brackets on. I've got my wire ready with an XT60 connector, so let's mount everything on. So the screw is gonna go on here. It's countersunk, so it'll be flat and flush with the surface, and wire is gonna go on here. And the bracket is gonna go on here, and it's gonna look like this. And then secure some nuts on the top. Now put some heat shrink on to protect it from being shorted out, and beautiful. Just one last thing I gotta do is to cut the grooves. You see on the tools there is an indentation, the grooves on the tool, so that it will lock onto the battery, lock onto this latch right here. So I'm going to cut it right here. It's like a triangular shape. There we go. Now let's try to see if it works. Push it in. Boom! Locks right in there. Very tight. Alright, let's give it a try, shall we? It's my 24-volt e-bike, and I'm gonna plug it in. Boom! Now we just plug this in here. Okay, need to secure this battery with the bungee cord, just for temporary. And let's turn this on. There you go. Let's try and see if it works. It works. Alright, see what we got. 2 bars left. Here we go. Cruise control. Yep, it works fantastic on my e-bike. So there you have it, how to make a Kobalt 24-volt connector for your battery. And this one is even easier to make. This one here is already easy to make, but it's composed of 2 pieces, right? One piece of wood, piece of plastic on top. This one here, one single piece of plastic. The only thing with this is that you need to have a old tool case so you can get the plastic from. But once you get your piece of plastic, it is extremely easy to make. And that's all I have for now, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And hopefully this will be my last version.